Okay, boys and girls, part two, language arts, poetry, and poetry is music. Look what I wrote here. Fireworks cracking the sky, big balls of fire bursting into bloom and fading upon the dark, lonely sky. Has a nice rhythm to it, sort of, but it's written as you would a story, and it's not bad. But it's not really poetry because we said that poets will take words and give them their own lines. They'll divide them into lines. So, to make this more musical, let's see what we can do together. Let's figure which word or words deserve their own lines. Fireworks cracking the sky. I think, do you agree, fireworks should have its own line? And what are they doing? Cracking? Yeah, that should have its own line because it's, wow, it's kind of telling us what they're doing. Cracking. Where? Oh, they're cracking what? The sky. Okay. The sky. Next one. Big balls of fire bursting into bloom. I think we should take big balls of fire and just, wow, put it by itself. Big balls of fire. And what are they doing? Bursting into bloom. Let's give it its own. Bursting into bloom. And what does it say here? And fading upon the dark, lonely sky. Now, when I think about fading, I think about going slower. When you want to go slower, you put fewer words, right? Let's put and fading. It slows us down, doesn't it? And fading upon the dark. Let's put some more here. Lonely sky. Now, notice what we've done. We've taken this, which was two sentences, as if written in a story, and we've taken the words which should go by themselves and put them into lines. So again, fireworks cracking the sky, big balls of fire bursting into bloom, but then the rest of it is just what? One word for each line, and fading upon the dark, lonely sky. And it makes sense that the second part of the poem has, wow, just like one word to every line. Why? Because it's fading. And when something fades, it goes slowly. When the fireworks crack, it's a little bit quicker, obviously. Fireworks, what are they doing? Cracking the sky. Big balls of fire bursting into bloom. Oh, but what happens now? Slowly. And fading upon the dark, lonely sky. So, girls and boys, basically, if you're ready, I'd like to see you do that. Like here in the blue, write maybe one long sentence or two. You can use the words that you used on Monday to describe objects around you, or you can do something brand new. So again, the person who wrote this saw fireworks, I presume at night, and he or she said, wow, okay, I see the fireworks cracking in the sky. Wow, big balls of fire bursting into bloom and fading upon the dark, lonely sky. Use some good words. Cracking, bursting into bloom. Not just bursting, but into bloom, because it's like when fireworks, at least rockets, when they explode, they go like that, right? Like a flower blooming. And then he or she said, fading upon not just the sky, but the dark, lonely sky. So again, I challenge you, go ahead, write 1 or 2 sentences like we would normally in our journals, and then divide them like this. Divide them into lines. If you want something to go quicker, you put more lines. Slow down, you go like that. Maybe 1 or 2 words. Or if a word is really important, you may put it by itself, like fireworks and cracking. Okay? Those are very important words, so we don't want to slow down, but that's why the author put them by themselves, so they stand out. Fireworks, cracking, the sky. But then these ones down here, 1 word each line, showing slower, slower. So actually, and you know what? If you look at it, it kind of looks like a cross. Interesting. Okay, just the way it came out. Wow, look at that. Okay, it actually made a figure. So again, boys and girls, basically, yeah, I'd like to see you do that. Don't forget, I get everything you write. I've got some of what you've written already. And if you have to look at this again, just stop it, go back, that's fine. Take another look at it. But once more, what you're doing is either taking the words that you went ahead and wrote down yesterday or do it today. What do we say? Poets look at things in new ways. They just don't see a tree. They see something like, they could say, you know, if it's an old tree, an ancient pillar, okay, with roots extending through the damp earth, its leaves like loose shingles falling to the ground, okay, with rhythm. So again, that's what you need to do. Look at something either that you wrote yesterday or do it today. Take the words, put them in 1 sentence or 2 sentences, and then like we did today, go ahead, take those words, give them their own separate lines. Whatever words are important, give them their own lines, like fireworks and cracking. Or if you want to show, pick it up, like we said, music, a speed, big balls of fire, bursting into bloom, or slow down and fading upon the dark, lonely sky. Whew, that's a lot. I know you can do it. Try. And don't worry, we'll be in poetry for days to come, and you know that. Okay, well now it's time to go ahead and to get to my next task. I'll listen to more songs later, but don't forget, poetry is like music. It has a musicality to it. It has a rhythm, and we want to write it so that people will go ahead and read it as if it's a type of music. Twist and shout.